Hello, I'm Tyler Markle, and this is your Upper Michigan Source Sports on Demand for Wednesday, January 22nd. Marquette Senior High School student is continuing her swimming career tonight at the collegiate level. Paige Whaley signed a letter of commitment to Northern Michigan University this afternoon. Paige has been swimming competitively since she was 8 years old and is a three-time All-UP swimmer. In her time on the MSHS swimming and diving team, Paige competed in the 100 and 200 free, as well as the 100 fly and relay. She was also a member of the MSHS record-breaking 200 and 400 free relay teams this past year. Paige says she is glad to compete at the next level, especially in her hometown.
I've worked for this for a really long time. It's always been my goal to swim in college, so putting all the hard work and stuff finally paid off, and it feels really good. And then I'm also excited to continue my swimming career in Marquette because the assistant coach at NMU is actually my first Y coach, so came full circle.
At NMU, Paige plans on studying environmental science. The Michigan Tech men's basketball team is on a tear, winning 5 out of their 6 games since returning from winter break. This past weekend at home, they scored in the triple digits in both games, taking down Lake Superior State 102-81 and Ferris State 102-90. Junior guard Dawson Bilski out of North Central led the way for the Huskies, scoring a combined 50 points in 2 games. Tech is going to need that same explosive output as they head on the road this weekend. They'll be facing their toughest test of the season, taking on Grand Valley and Davenport, 2 of the top teams in the GLIAC.
Well, it's not going to be easy, I know that. Grand Valley's got 4 guys in double figures. They're similar to us in a sense that they'd rather have 5 guys in double figures and 2 scoring a lot. So it's going to be looking at like their offense is really smooth, and they'll make the extra pass just like ours will. So it's going to be, and they're going to be more comfortable because they're at home. So it'll be a great contest. And then Saturday it doesn't get much easier because they're very similar to that.
The Huskies play Grand Valley State on Thursday at 8 p.m. Tip-off at Davenport is set for 3 p.m. on Saturday. And NMU will also be taking on Davenport and Grand Valley this weekend. The Wildcats likely will be taking a more defensive approach to the games. At home this past weekend, NMU fell to Ferris State 61-48, rebounded against Lake Superior State 65-40. Sam Taylor led the way scoring for the Wildcats, but to match up well against Davenport and Grand Valley, NMU will need a great performance from Miles Howard in the paint. He had 22 rebounds this past weekend, including 12 on Saturday, where they won the battle on the glass against LSSU.
Started to kind of understand that we're going to only be as good as those 2 are, and as much as everyone else is important, at the end of the day, we need Miles to be the best defensive player in the league, and we need Sam to be one of the best guards in the league. And when we've been good lately, I think it's been on those 2 doing those things.
Tip-off is 7:30 tomorrow at Davenport, 3 p.m. Saturday at Grand Valley State. The NMU women's basketball team had a solid homestand this past week. The Wildcats fell in a close one, 66-60 against Ferris State on Thursday before bouncing back to beat Lake Superior State 72-39 on Saturday. Head coach Troy Matson says his squad is taking it 1 game at a time. They take on Davenport tomorrow, and even though the Panthers only have a handful of wins on the season, the Wildcats will not be taking them lightly.
And they're going to sit in a 2-3 matchup zone all night long, and if you don't make shots, you're going to get yourself in trouble, and obviously we don't want to do that. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge there. Making sure that we're making shots. You got to make shots when you're on the road, and if they're sitting in a zone all night long, it's gonna, you got to step up and make them.
Game at Davenport starts tomorrow at 5:30. Game at Grand Valley State on Saturday starts at 1 p.m. The Michigan Tech women's basketball team had a similar path last week, splitting games against Ferris State and Lake State. The Huskies beat LSSU 62-50 and lost a close one to the Bulldogs 80-73. Head coach Sam Hoyt is looking for a better defensive effort from her team this week. Hoyt says that will simply take a lot of discipline.
On that end of the floor, there's so many things that you can control, and if we have a scout and we know what we want to take away, it's just executing that. So you have to come in with a mental focus and ability to really, really be disciplined.
Huskies play Grand Valley State tomorrow at 6, Davenport Saturday at 1. And in hockey, NMU senior Philip Ballou has been named a finalist for the Senior Class Award. The award is given to an NCAA Division I senior with strong accomplishments in 4 categories: classroom, character, community, and competition. Ballou currently has a 3.3 grade point average. He was on the 2018-19 WCHA All-Academic team. He was an alternate captain last year and a captain this year, selected by his teammates both times. Ballou has led the charge to improve the fan experience at games and establish a better relationship between players and fans. Back during his freshman year, he dressed in all 39 games. In his second year, he tallied 42 points with 11 goals and 31 assists. Last year, he was the WCHA Defensive Player of the Year and All-WCHA First Team. Before the season, Ballou was named an All-Preseason All-American. The Senior Class Award winner will be announced at the 2020 NCAA Men's Frozen Four in Detroit, Michigan this April. And a few quick scores in high school. St. Ignace Girls takes down Cedarville on the road 70-46. In college basketball, Finlandia men's on the road taking on St. Scholastica. The Lions fall to the Saints 96-69. Dylan Underwood had 26 points and was 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. In the women's game, Lions win 57-55. Katie Lundeen led the way with 16 points.